Thank you so much. I request all the gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen here to please stand as we welcome our chief guest, the collector, Shri Bodke sir.
Let them be seated. Kindly be seated. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Pallavi Srivastav, and my co-host, Dr. Ruben Buthello, will be taking you through to the splendid journey called Laghuswapna 2023. Palghar district has diverse industries from Vasai to Umargaon. This region has a rich legacy, and there are some great entrepreneurial stories to be heard here. For the betterment of students and society at large, it is required that industries and educational institutes work in tandem. And it is for this reason Laghuswapna was conceived in 2011. This is the 11th edition of Laghuswapna, a district-level event with a motive to provide a platform for institute-industry interface. And the theme for this year is Sustainability of MSMEs, Sustainability through Profitability, Employment and Environment. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we welcome you all to the splendid meet of industry, academia and state for Laghuswapna 2023.
We are indeed privileged to have with us some eminent personalities. We have with us our chief guest, the collector of Palghar district, Shri Govind Maruti Bodke sir. We also have our guest of honor, CEO of Palghar Nagar Parishad, Dr. Pankaj Pawar sir. Our second guest of honor, Dr. Digambar Jaikishan Zawar sir. We have with us the president of TIMA, Mr. Velji Gogri. We have the president of TMA, Mr. Murdalyar sir. We have the Laghu Udyog President Mumbai chapter as well as the Palghar chapter. We also have with us our trustees and the board of trusts of Aldel Education Trust, our chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, secretary Mrs. Elvina D'Souza, treasurer Mrs. Elaine D'Souza, member of trust Mr. Aldrich D'Souza, our deputy campus director Dr. Savita Tauro, principal of our college Dr. Mulugun sir, our esteemed people around here from HR, GM sir. We have a lot of dignitaries from industries who have joined us. We have our students, our faculty. So on behalf of everyone, we welcome one and all.
Astoma Sadgamaya.
Lead me from falsehood to truth.
Tamsoma Jyotirgamaya.
Lead me from darkness to light.
Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya.
Lead me from death to immortality.
It is the mark of our undying tradition to invoke the Almighty's blessings before the start of any auspicious event. I request our chairman, sir, to invite our dignitaries, members of the trust, our chief guest, guest of honors, Dr. Savita Tauro, Deputy Campus Director, and Principal, St. John College of Engineering and Management, Dr. G.V. Mulgund. I request all of you to come to the dais for lighting of the lamp as we play the Saraswati Vandana. I request everyone to kindly stand for Saraswati Vandana.
कुन्देन्दु तुषार शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतं शङ्करं देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा।
Kindly be seated. I request the dignitaries
To remain seated on the
to
dais,
remain
please.
seated on the dais, please.
Chief guest, sir, guest of honor, sir. Chairman, sir.
Shoes. We feel deeply honored and privileged to have amongst us our esteemed dignitaries. I request our chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, to honor and welcome the chief guest, Collector of Palghar District, Mr. Govind Maruti Bodke. Thank you, sir. I request our secretary, Mrs. Elvina D'Souza, to welcome our guest of honor, CEO of Palghar Nagar Parishad, Dr. Pankaj Pawar. Thank you, ma'am. I request the treasurer of our trust, Mrs. Elaine D'Souza, to welcome our second guest of honor, Dr. Digambar Jaikishan Zawar. Thank you, ma'am. I now request our Deputy Campus Director, Dr. Savita Tauro, ma'am, to welcome the President of TIMA, Mr. Velji Gogri. Is there? Thank you, ma'am. I now request Principal of St. John College of Engineering and Management, Dr. G.V. Mulgun, to welcome Mr. Ilangovan Mudaliar, President of Tarapur Management Association.
I request our General Manager, Mr. Shetty, to welcome our President of Boisar Chapter for the Laghu Udyog Bharati, Mr. Neelkant Chaudhary, with a floral bouquet.
Thank you, sir. Kindly be seated. Laghuswapna is the flagship event of the Department of MMS. What was Laghuswapna in 2011 when it was conceived? How has it changed over the years? Allow me to take you through the journey of Laghuswapna since its inception till today. Let us witness a short video on glimpses of Laghuswapna. It was a dream of our founder chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, to provide quality education to today's youth in rural Maharashtra. With this in mind, the Aldal Education Trust decided to establish St. John Technical Campus at Palghar, so as to provide an opportunity to the semi-urban and rural youth of Palghar and the surrounding districts in Maharashtra to develop and create a better tomorrow. Mr. Albert W. D'Souza is a visionary, philanthropist, and a renowned industrialist. He is a printing technologist, chairman of Model Cooperative Bank, and a passionate educationist. He has won numerous awards for his personal contributions and has taken St. John College to heights where only a few renowned colleges have reached. With this, I invite our chairman to address the gathering.
Chief guest of the day, Sri Govind Bodke, Collector of Palghar District. Guest of honor, Dr. Pankaj Pawar, Chief Officer of Palghar Nagar Parishad. Dr. D.J. Zawar, Chairman of Kamla Group of Companies. Today's panel members, Mr. G.V.K. Kumar, Mr. Alan Castellino, Mr. Arun Vaz, Mr. Dilip Shah, Mr. Gopal Krishna Shamaga, Mr. Jayesh Dedia, all the members of the MSME industries who are to PG education plant trainings, and ultimately the placement. That is why Industry Institute Connect is most important. Without the collaboration of both, we cannot progress. We at the campus have created the following facilities for industry support or for industry purpose. Aldel Consultancy Services, giving services in the civil, environmental, managerial and financial advice to the small scale industry. NABL accredited lab in the civil and mechanical department providing material testing services to the whole of district of Palghar. Indian Institute of Remote Sensing Center by the central government is located in our campus, specially sensing tremors of Palghar district. Indian Pharmaceutical Association, IPA, is of the district office of Palghar is located in our Palghar Pharmacy College. We are planning to set up a Food and Drug Administration, that is FDA laboratory, in our pharmacy college. We are wanting to set up other facilities, other activities which will benefit Palghar district, Palghar MSMEs, and in turn benefit the student population of Palghar. We have a lot of the plans, but I do not have time to elaborate. What we have done is, we have given a bag to each dignitary who has come over here. In that there are more details and partnering, how we can collaborate. Kindly take them home, go through, whichever way you want to associate with us, you are most welcome. We are ever willing to reach out to Palghar. Our ultimate aim and objective is
Dr. Pankaj Pawar. Dr. Pankaj Pawar, sir, is currently the CEO of Palghar Nagar Parishad. He was the Chief Officer of Karjat Municipal Council and was earlier the Assistant Commissioner of Aurangabad Municipal Corporation. He is a BAMS graduate and used to have his practice in Pune. He is a recipient of numerous awards, including the National Award winner for the Cleanest City in Western India, Best Administration Award in Konkan Division. Sir, thank you for being here with us. We would like to hear a few words from you too, sir. Please, sir.
Today's chief guest, Honorable Collector Sir. He is our district leader. We all are working under leadership, and his leadership starts from his home itself. As many of you may not be knowing that his son is also an IAS officer in Karnataka state. And I take this opportunity to thank him publicly that he is supporting every project the council is taking and approaching to him for any kind of help. Other dignitary, Mr. Zawar sir, just today itself I came to know that you have constructed rural hospital in Palghar with the help of CSR fund. So I am really impressed, and I look forward from other dignitaries of industries to come forward and to help government in this way, so that citizens of this town or district will get good facilities, whether in health sector or in education sector. Then chairman of this campus, Albert D'Souza sir, he is very adaptive. When he gave me invitation, he talked about collaboration with the foreign universities. So I really got impressed. The area like Palghar, the campus is really good, very well known. I did not to say about it. And he is trying to give international quality education in less fees in such area. That is really very appreciable. All other dignitaries from various fields, whether it is industrial field or financial field. The topic of this Laghuswapna 2023 is sustainability of MSMEs. So we all know that India is a developing country. We lack funds, and when we lack funds, we should focus on MSMEs only. And we can see that there is regional disparity in this country regarding industrial development. Even in state, you can see it. But if MSMEs get focused, we can have a regional development. And for this, you people can do better than any other sector. Means I am speaking in terms of industries. All we know that there is a problem of unemployment in this nation. MSME is having a tremendous potential to provide employment, and employment can be provided in each corner of the country. Finally, I would like to say that though the name of your program is Laghuswapna, but if all people are taking efforts, this will be a program which will help to fulfill your bigger dreams of all the stakeholders. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We feel privileged to have amongst us a second guest of honor, Dr. Digambar Zawar. Dr. Zawar has multiple accomplishments added to his name. He is the group chairman of Kamla Group of Companies, consisting of Kamla Life Sciences Limited, Impulse Pharma Private Limited, Camford Healthcare Private Limited, Triofit Healthcare Private Limited, and many, many more. He is also the trustee of Jeevan Jyot Eye Hospital, Palghar. Dr. Zawar is instrumental in revamping and modernizing the government rural hospital of Palghar. Dr. Zawar is one of the leading general practitioners in the territory. I now request Dr. Digambar Jaykishan Zawar to address the gathering.
Thank you so much. आज के इस विशेष आयोजन पर विशेष रूप से उपस्थित आज के मुख्य अतिथि आदरणीय बोडके सर, इस संस्था के चेयरमैन आदरणीय डिसूजा सर और डॉक्टर पवार सर, मंच पर उपस्थित एवं इस सभागार में उपस्थित सभी मान्यवर, विद्यार्थीगण, सबको नमन, वंदन, अभिवादन। लघु स्वप्न 2023 इस आयोजन पर मुझे विशेष अतिथि के रूप में जिन्होंने निमंत्रित करने का प्रस्ताव रखा, जिन्हें उनसे अनुमोदित किया और उसे पारित किया, उन सभी का हृदय से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मुझे आपने यहाँ पर निमंत्रित किया, सम्मानित किया, विशेष विभूतियों के साथ में प्रत्यक्ष परिचित होने का एवं इस प्रबुद्ध सभागार को के सामने मेरा मंतव्य रखने का अवसर दिया। हृदय के असीम धरातल से आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जिस विषय पर मैं आज मेरी बात मैं 10 मिनट में ख़त्म करूंगा, 10 मिनट के अंदर जो टाइम स्लॉट मुझे दिया गया है। जिस विषय पर मैं आज आपके सामने मेरा मंतव्य, मेरे विचार रखने जा रहा हूं, उस विषय की कोई भी औपचारिक मेरी शिक्षा प्राप्त नहीं है। मैं इकोनॉमिस्ट भी नहीं हूँ। मेरा यह दावा भी नहीं है कि मैं यशस्वी उद्योजक हूँ। मैं इस प्रतिमा या प्रतिभा का धनी नहीं हूँ कि इस प्रबुद्ध सभागार को संबोधित कर सकूँ। सिर्फ कॉमन सेंस एंड लॉजिक और जिज्ञासा, इसके साथ पिछले 25 साल में मैंने जो उद्योग व्यापार में ज्ञान हासिल किया है वो आपके सामने संक्षेप में रखने की कोशिश करूंगा। Straight going to the subject of MSME, I would like to give a small glimpses of Indian economy. While preparing for today's talk, I have come across some facts and figures. Truly, they were mesmerizing, exciting. I'm pretty sure once I deliver that, you will all feel to be a proud Indian, a great Indian. India is ancient civilization. India is the largest democracy. India is the biggest populated country in the world, hence we have got the biggest human resources with us. India is the youngest country in the world. Average Indian age, India, if you calculate average age of India is 29 years, and next 50 years, India will remain younger. With respect to GDP, we are the fastest growing economy on this planet. In year 2015, we were at number 10. Today we are at number 5 biggest economy of the world. We have dropped down the giant economies of the world like Russia, UK, France. And trust me, by the end of next year, we will be on number 4, dropping down in Germany also. The size of GDP, I would like to elaborate a little. We are a closely $3.5 trillion economy. And this beautiful journey, everybody sitting out here will feel proud for that. It's very interesting. We took pretty long 67 years to reach first $1 trillion. Then we reached the second $1 trillion we reached in 8 years, and the last $1 trillion we could get in just 5 years. And the good thing about this GDP is 2/3 of GDP is driven by domestic demand. With respect to FDI, foreign direct investment, since 1947, we received $1 trillion foreign direct investment. The interesting fact about it is that we received more than 50% FDI in last less than 8 years. The proud feeling thing is that in last 8 years, since 2015, every year is better than previous year. We are breaking our own records. In midst of COVID, when lockdown was there, it was not simple lockdown, it was unprecedented. In human history, the lockdown was. In that year also, we received $88 billion foreign direct investment, which was better than the previous year. We got this investment from 162 countries. Kindly note, this is world record. We got this investment in different 61 sectors. Again, this is world record. The geographical diversified investment we got investment in all 31 states and union territories. FDI doesn't mean only foreign currency coming to our country. It also means the global investor showing their trust in our integrity, trust in our capability, trust in our bright future. I would like to tell you 2 sentences about startups. Startups mission launched in 2016 by Honorable Prime Minister with just 452 registrations. I'd like to tell you today we have got largest number of startups, closely near about 1 lakh. I'm proud to say once again, we have got the largest number of unicorn companies emerging out of these startups. And this number is increasing day on day. Now you can just imagine the pace and scale of our economy. And trust me, the journey has just begun. I would like to give a small mental exercise to everybody sitting out here. Just in the year 2047, I, means India, will be 100 years, not old, young. That time, my population would be 1.6 billion. Every citizen will have this capacity of spending money $2,400. Just calculate $2,400 multiplied by 1.6 billion. You can just imagine the size of our Indian market. Now coming to the main topic of MSME. What is MSME? Why we discuss so much about MSME? Why MSME is considered as the backbone of Indian economy? all enterprises whose capital investment is below 50 crores and turnover below 250 crores are called as MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. We have got 3 verticals into it. Trading industries, we have got manufacturing industries and service industries. We have 6.3 crores registered MSME in India. Out of this, 51% are in rural India, 49% are in urban area, and that too small cities, towns, tier 2, tier 3 cities. This way, they are contributing to the socio-economical development of rural India. With respect to revenue, these MSMEs are generating $1.3 trillion revenue every year, thus contributing to 1.3, one-third of GDP. With respect to exports, 50% of the total export of India has been contributed by this MSME. With respect to employment, 11 crores people are engaged directly, indirectly with MSME. With respect to women empowerment, 20% of MSMEs are owned by females. With respect to social uplifting, 66% MSMEs are owned by ST, SC, OBC. With respect to mission of Make in India, 38% of MSMEs are indulged in manufacturing. With respect to preservation and promotion of culture and heritage, we have core industry, we have khadi industry, we have rural authentic handicraft industries. With respect to agriculture, we have got food processing unit enhancing the profitability of agriculture, contributing to the food security and off-farm employment in rural India. You have seen the strength of MSME. Looking at this, government has also come forward to protect, to support MSMEs. There are n number of schemes for MSME. If in 10 minutes time slot, it's impossible to discuss, elaborate each and everything, but to just which are very close to my heart and which I understood very well, only 4 I will just put forward. Number 1, procurement policy to make minimum 25% of required procurement from MSME. With respect to tenders, tenders amounting below 200 crores cannot be floated globally. With respect to cash flow of MSME, government has given the norms. MSME vendors' payment should be cleared in 45 days. If not cleared, you are liable for penalties, you are liable for interest, you are liable for non-compliances, and pending amount on the 31st March will be disallowed in expenditure by IT. You can just see, and most and last important thing I would like to tell you, government has taken the initiative for sustainability of MSE, that is ZED, Zero Defect, Zero Effect initiative. If you follow these processes, MSME can reduce their substantially, they can improve their product quality, quantity, they can render eco-friendly practices, they can standardize their practices to become the world champion. I think I'm at the closing of my talk. I extend my sincere gratitude to the St. John Institute for organizing such a fabulous and interactive session. We are so fortunate, and we have got today the golden opportunity because we have got the dignitaries from industries, we have got the representative from education institute. We can discuss, exchange our expectations from each other. I take this opportunity to request the Honorable Chairman, Mr. D'Souza, to form a small team, say of 5 faculties, senior faculties from your institute, from all streams, and please visit the nearby industries, discuss with them, study with them, and find out their requirements. and please incorporate those in your curriculum. Thus, you can assure your students 100% placement. Joint venture of education institute and industries can develop a beautiful ecosystem in Palghar. Because of this development, it's our duty to contribute to the progress of our nation, our India. Once again, thank you so much. Congratulations to the organizer. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
सर आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आपने आपका वक्त निकाल के आप आए, आपने एक बहुत ही सुंदर संदेश दिया हमें, एंड फॉर दैट वी आर ग्रेटफुल टू यू सर. थैंक यू सो मच सर. We are also deeply honored by the presence of our chief guest, Mr. Govind Maruti Borke sir. He is the district collector and magistrate of Palghar. Mr. Govind Maruti Borke is an officer of the Indian Administrative Services. Mr. Borke is from the 2010 branch of the Maharashtra cadre. He has been the Commissioner of Fisheries. Following this, he was appointed as the Commissioner of Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation. Shri G.M. Borke, sir, has also been the Managing Director of the Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company, and today he is here as the Collector and Magistrate of the District of Palghar. Shri G.M. Borke, sir, is also the proud father of an IAS officer's son, Shri Digvijay Borke of the Karnataka cadre. Borke sir, thank you so much for your time, sir. We request a few words from you on this event, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to all. Dignities on dais, Honorable Albert D'Souza, sir, Dr. Digambar Jawhar, Group Chairman of Kamla Industries, my colleague, Chief Officer, Palghar Municipal Council, Dr. Pankaj Pawar, D'Souza Madam, all industrialists present here, all my dear students. First, I thankful to D'Souza sir to give me an opportunity to speak before you. Yesterday, we celebrate International Marathi Bhasha Din. So I will talk in some Marathi also. I will understand so many students are from my Palghar districts. That is just now Dr. Jawhar sir speak about the Indian economy, about the MSME, and he give a very thoughtful speech. I thankful on behalf of district administration to Jawhar sir and Albert D'Souza sir. Palghar districts has a many potential for the developments. All the industries from Tarapur Industrial, MIDC area, so many in Palghar districts are Wada also have so many industries. Palghar हे शहर किंवा पालघर हा जिल्हा considered as a tribal districts, but most of the industrial developments are already developed and are coming in the Palghar districts. So many infrastructures are coming. Just we speak about the high-speed railway. Within 3-4 years, when the high-speed railway, that is bullet trains, if there are two two stations in Palghar district, that is one is Boisar and that is one is Virar. या दोन स्टेशन आपल्या पालघर जिल्ह्यामध्ये होतात आणि या हाय स्पीड रेल्वे सुरू झाल्यानंतर विदिन हाफ एन आवर वी कॅन रीच टू द BKC अँड एनी पार्ट ऑफ द मुंबई. मुंबईपासून अतिशय जवळपास 115 किलोमीटर समुद्रकिनारा लाभलेला असा आपला जिल्हा आहे आणि जो बुलेट ट्रेन असेल, मुंबई वडोदरा एक्सप्रेस असेल, डेडिकेटेड फ्लाईट कॉरिडॉर असेल, ह्या कनेक्टिव्हिटीच्या इतक्या इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चरमुळे मुंबई आणि गुजरात आणि दोन्हीच्या सेंटरमध्ये असलेला पालघर जिल्हा इथं मोठं खूप स्कोप आहे. सगळे इंडस्ट्री आहेत. त्यात आत्ताच एक्सप्लेन केल्याप्रमाणे MSMEला स्कोप आहे. हे ग्रॅज्युएट MBA स्टुडंट असतील, इंजिनिअरिंगच्या व्हेरियस ब्रँचेसचे स्टुडंट असतील, त्यांच्यासाठी खूप मोठी ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आहे आणि ह्याच ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज देण्यासाठीच आजचा असा लघुस्वप्न 23 हा कार्यक्रम आयोजित केलेला आहे. पॅनल डिस्कशनही होणार आहे. त्या पॅनल डिस्कशन काही त्याचं आउटपुट, त्याचं समरायझेशन होईल. निश्चितच या सर्वाचा फायदा आपल्या सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांना, जे काही इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये येऊ इच्छितात त्यांनाही होईल. शासनाच्या वतीने जे ग्रॅज्युएट इंजिनियर्स आहेत त्यांनाही वेगवेगळ्या कामामध्ये समाविष्ट करून घेण्याची शासनाची स्कीम्स आहे. ग्रॅज्युएट इंजिनियर असेल तर त्यांना वेगवेगळे कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट देणे किंवा इतरही सुविधा उपलब्ध आहेत. पालघर जिल्ह्यामध्ये विकासाला खूप मोठा स्कोप आहे. इट इज अ डेव्हलपिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स in all over the part. Just I said that is in Wada Taluka, Palghar, even Vasai, most of the urbanization area comes in Vasai. Up to Talasari, so many opportunities are available. I welcome to all the industries to come forwards and give the employment to our rural part of the district, that is a tribal part. Just sorry. गेल्या 15 वर्षापासून सेंट जॉन कॉलेज कॅम्पसनी या आदिवासी बहुल जिल्ह्यामध्ये जो शैक्षणिक पाया भरलेला आहे. जस्ट नाउ एक्सप्लेन Albert sir, that is from KG to PG. There are so many, more than 6,000 students are studying various branches of the engineering, pharmacy and MBA also. I thankful to D'Souza sir. He has given the opportunity of my district's students to learn the technical educations and higher educations. In Palghar, just now, Palghar district has a manufacturing hub, logistic also have so many potential for the logistics. All the students take the opportunity of this type of seminar. All industries from the Palghar Tarapur manufacturing unit, those who are present experts, present panelists, give their thoughtful speech and experience. Their experience can be useful to all our students. Once again, I thank to the D'Souza sir and their team to invite me and facilitate me. Thank you. Thank you.
सर आपलं धन्यवाद. आपण इथे आलेत. आपल्या मुलांना, शिक्षकांना आणि जे इंडस्ट्रियल लोकांना आपलं एक चांगलं निरोप दिलेत, संदेश दिलेत लोकांना, त्याच्यासाठी आम्ही आभारी आहोत सर. आपला धन्यवाद सर येऊन इथे. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच सर.
We now move on to the highlight of today's event, the panel discussion on sustainability in MSMEs. We have with us 6 distinguished and experienced personalities who will share their views on the topic. I request the dignitaries to kindly occupy their seats amongst the audience, please.
Before leaving dais, I have got 2 small announcements to make here. I want to felicitate Honorable Visionary Chairman Albert D'Souza sir on behalf of KLL. May I request Bodke sir to hand over this token of appreciation on behalf of KLL to Albert D'Souza sir. सेकेंड अनाउंसमेंट, जिनके सामने इस सभागार के प्रथम चरण की पंक्तियों में भी बैठने की मेरी योग्यता नहीं, उन उच्चतम विभूतियों के साथ में मुझे मंच साझा करने का अवसर मिला. जरूर बोडके सर की इसमें अनुमति रही होगी. मैं उनको भी हृदय से आभार देता हूं और अल्बर्टो डिसूजा सर को विनंती करता हूं कि ये टोकन ऑफ अप्रिशिएशन फ्रॉम कमला ग्रुप उन्हें प्रदान करें. धन्यवाद.
Our first panel member today is Mr. Jayesh Dedia. I request the panel members to join us on the stage as we take their names. Mr. Dedia is a second-generation entrepreneur and the owner of Urvashi Industries and manufacturer and exporter of stainless steel housewares. He is also the president of the Mumbai chapter of Laghu Udyog Bharati. He is the Vice President of All India Stainless Steel Industries Association and member of Engineering Export Council of India, Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts. I request Mr. Dedia to occupy his seat. I request Deputy Campus Director, Dr. Savita Tauro, to come on the stage and honor our first panel member. Sir, I request to kindly come in the front. Thank you, Dedia sir. Kindly occupy your seat. I request Savita ma'am to kindly wait back for some time. Our second panel member is Mr. Gopal Krishna Samaga. Mr. Samaga is the Deputy General Manager and Regional Head of Karnataka Bank, Mumbai. He has around 28 years of long banking career with Karnataka Bank. He has bagged prestigious MD Club membership of the bank continuously for 4 years and has also been awarded with Best Metro Branch Head of the bank at Pan-India level during his tenure as branch head in Rohini, Delhi branch. I now request Savita ma'am to honor our second panel member. Sir, can you kindly come in front? Thank you, sir. Ma'am, wait for one more moment. Our third panel member is Mr. Dilip Shah. Mr. Dilip Shah is the founder and proprietor of Mahavir Plastics. He has around 35 years of experience in plastic molding manufacturing activities. He is a senior member of Umargaon Industrial Association. He has started his career as accounts and financial consultant and today successfully running various undertakings such as Mahavir Plastics, Mahavir Consultancy and Mahavir Constructions. Mr. Shah is one of the renowned participants in meetings and conferences organized by Chamber of Commerce, Department of Excise at Umargaon Industrial Association. I again request Savita ma'am to honor our third panel member. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Our fourth panel member is Mr. Alan Castellino. Mr. Castellino is a serial entrepreneur, a renowned management professional. He has over 20 years of experience in the field of sales, marketing, business operations, professional services, training, development, and many more. He's a winner of many awards and accolades for his consistent performance across industry. He is known as a facilitative manager, adept in dealing with sales, HRM, support for leading brands like Accenture, TCS, Nomura, Kotak Securities, Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Life, Capgemini, Wipro, and many more. I request our principal, our beloved principal, Dr. G.V. Mulugun, sir, to please felicitate Mr. Alan Castellino with a floral bouquet. Our fifth panel member is Mr. Arun Vaz, a chartered accountant. He is the proprietor of Arun Vaz and Company. He is also the founding partner of Vaz Samuel and Associates Chartered Accountants. He is empaneled as an auditor for the Thane Municipal Corporation in Maharashtra government. He has a team of 12 chartered accountants, 160 plus staff who continuously maintain the industry standards and provide the best services for their clients. Mr. Vaz, we once again request our principal, Gopal Mulgun sir, to felicitate Mr. Arun Vaz. And now to moderate this panel discussion, we have a veteran with us, Mr. GVS Kumar. Mr. Kumar is the founder, secretary, and past president of Tarapur Management Association, and a very active involved in shaping TMA since its inception. Presently, he is associated with one of the country's best affordable housing company, VBHC, Value Homes Private Limited. At VBHC, he is heading the Pan-India operations and is designated as Head Projects and Operations. Under his leadership, he has delivered many award-winning and affordable housing projects at various locations. Once again, I request Principal Gopal Mulgun sir to felicitate Mr. G.V. Kumar sir. Thank you, Principal sir. So now to take us on through this lovely journey of this panel discussion, I hand over the reins to our moderator, Mr. G.V. Kumar sir. Over to you. Thank you.
I have some technical glitches, please bear with me.
Mic test.
Thank you very much, my friend. Good afternoon, everybody. Today's chief guest of honors, the chairman of St. John Management, the faculties, the students, invited guests from the industries, my colleagues from TMA, and President Tima, and the panelists who have joined me on the dais. I would welcome you all for this wonderful session.
It's going to be one of the knowledge sharing platform wherein you are going to get a lot of insights from the experienced panelists who are from diversified sectors. Let me just share a brief overview of what is that which is going to happen in next 40 minutes time, and from then we will be opening this session of 20 minutes for the audience who can certainly share their thoughts and reach out to our panelists to clarify their doubts. MSME, as rightly introduced by one of our today's guest of honor, he has given the cream and all the important highlights of MSME. I don't have much to add to it. Without wasting much of the time, the topic of today's discussion is sustainability in MSME. Of course, there are a lot of challenges, opportunities we have, and as rightly mentioned by one of our guests, that the Indian economy is growing at a very faster pace, and the whole world is looking at us, and MSME is going to have a big say going forward. Despite all the difficult times of Corona, as well as the right now we are witnessing a war, Ukraine war, and there is a global recession. All of these are going to have a huge impact. However, we as a country, we are well equipped and we are well placed to counter all these negative forces. So we have with us the great and experienced panelists from diversified sectors. We have finance, people from finance, a consultant, an serial entrepreneur, and one of the senior most industrialists from MSME space, Dilip Bhai, and Mr. Jayesh, who is in business for almost more than 3 decades and carrying out his business by exporting his product for these 30 years. And we have the banker with us. It's a very interesting panel we have with us. So I am sure that the young minds who are sitting out here, I believe you are physically as well as mentally you are here. So if you are not there mentally, I request you to please come back. And before I get into this session, I would request all of you to put your mobiles in silent mode so that the session is not getting distracted. Probably if even a single percentage of this message which is going to be get shared, if it reaches to the right minds and at the right time, at the right place, I am sure we can find many entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs from this crowd. So let me just straight away move on to our today's panelist, the senior most panelist, Dilip Bhai, to share his thoughts by starting this discussion, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Collector Sir, respected Dr. Jawar Sahab, respected Group Chairman of Kamla Group of Industries, Mr. Digambaram, respected Chairman and his team, invited industrialists, guests, and my dear students. First of all, I will give introduction of Umargam Industrial Association, being I am the representative of Umargam Industrial Association. Just, my father was the first industrialist of Umargam. My father established the unit in 1962 at Umargaon, but GIDC established in 1966, 67, 68. So that way we are enjoying the privilege in Umargaon. At present, more than 1,700 units are comfortably in good position running in Umargaon. There is good industrial space, good atmosphere, no problems, nothing to worry. Second, the subject of today's seminar is sustainability of MSMEs. What is sustainability? It is not only word that sustainability. It's a continuous process of efforts put by all industrialists in good direction, in proper direction, with right people, in adverse condition. So, sustainability is based on three major pillars. One is economy, that is profit motive, business activities. Second pillar is social, that is relationship among the people, with the people of industrialists and their duties towards common people of the country. That is second pillar. And third pillar of MSME's sustainability is environmental atmosphere. No industrialist has right to disturb the environment, whoever he may be. So these are the basic pillars that we should keep in mind. The Sanskrit word of the sustainability is Saswat. My fourth generation is in my Mahavir Plastics. My grandfather, my father, I am also now almost actively not involved in my unit. My son is. All generation went up, but still Mahavir Plastic is running. That is called sustainability. Sir, it is my own experience. I have not gathered from any outside books or any medias. I have summarized some qualities to sustain our units, MSMEs. Particularly, I am talking for the students of this institute who are thinking of establishing MSMEs. Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, the dream of our PM. For those students, I give just some qualities which are basically required, and we have faced, my colleagues, industrialists also must have faced in their own respective units. The first requirement to sustain our unit is hard work, honesty, and helping hand to the society. Second, sincerity, efficiency, and involvement in your business activities. Third, value of time and time management, which we learn from the institutions like St. John College. Fifth, again, fourth one, commitment to our words, commitment to our promises, given to our suppliers, given to our customers, given to our members, staff members, workers, or whatsoever anyone. Because we daily deal with money, men, machineries, materials, management, and above all, the mentality of the society, mentality of the workers and government officers. Knowledge and courage is the basic requirement to sustain our units. Constructive and positive thoughts in general, but in particular in adverse conditions, courage is must. Don't get frustrated. Start your day activities, sir. Start your day activities by 3:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. and end your activities by 9 o'clock. We should and we must work for 16 to 18 hours. It is not the monopoly of Mr. Narendra Modi. We should also work. Another, be more actual rather than virtual. More actual. Lastly, keep your third eyes open. Keep your third eyes open. What is happening around us, what is happening in our country, what is happening in the world, so far the business is concerned. And after all, lastly, be humble, be polite, be soft by nature. Sir, thank you very much. Chairman sir, I personally request and invite you and your team, your students to visit our Industrial Association of Umbergaon. How we are running the units, what problems we are facing, and how we overcome that problems. That is practical period of Umbergaon Industrial Association. Sir, most welcome. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Dilip bhai. Thank you very much for sharing your insights. I would request Mr. Jayesh to take it forward, the further discussion, because many said and many vital points shared by Dilip bhai. So I would request you to please take it forward.
Since it's a panel discussion, I want the things to be little light. The students behind, this all talk is for you guys, okay? So please pay attention to this. I suggest and I request, I feel that the discussion henceforth will not be boring per se like what you would be feeling now. So just pay attention to what is going on. Like Mr. Dilip Shah, the senior member said, there could be X things that you need to do. Surely we need X things to do, but looking at the opportunities that the new India is going to provide, I again want the young generation, the guys that you are sitting behind, the girls that you are sitting behind, the world, the India is for you people, the next generation that is going to take, that is going to come into action from now hence, you know. Like how Dr. Jawar said, you know, I want to take it from there, that India is offering tremendous opportunities, tremendous. The whole world is looking at India. If you would have picked up some words that Mr. Jawar said, young guys, do you remember what important things he said? Anybody? About the economy? About the GDP? Does anyone remember what he said? Yeah. I again want to stress on it that in 2015 there was Invest India portal that the government started, and the GDP has galloped. What we did in 67 years happened in next 8 years, and then the same thing was doubled in next 5 years. The foreign investment that came into India until now is $950 billion, and out of this $950 billion, what has come in last 7 years is $550 billion. Okay, do you understand the scale at which the world is looking for you, towards you? The opportunity that you guys have, how India is to move ahead, will be your forte henceforth. So the students of management here, St. John's has done a very, very important and a nice work of organizing this kind of talk, where the younger generation is being told the opportunities that they are lying, you know. I would suggest the people to read whatever is happening in current terms, you know, in terms of businesses that are coming to India, in terms of startups that are coming to India. India at this point of time is at an unprecedented state. Never before this situation has come to India. If I were to again take the words from Dr. Jawar so that you people again understand, 162 countries invested into India. Okay, 162. It is not about the trust that they have into India, it is also the trust on the ability of the young that is going to come into the workforce, the young that is going to deal the businesses. So it is the greatest opportunity that is made available to you guys. You know, how good managers you could be, how good motivators you could be, the world is looking at you.
Yeah, Jayesh, thank you for such wonderful, inspiring words. Can you please share your experience, how you overcome the unprecedented time during Corona, because you are in this space and your products are getting exported and none of your products is being sold in local market. So how you could able to, you know, navigate that, you know, unprecedented times, and what is your thoughts, what are all the challenges you might have faced, and what is your suggestion that to the government or regulatory bodies, so that they can just look at it and figure out the assistance, whatever is being expected?
See, during the Corona times, everybody expected that the things will be very difficult to the whole world. Definitely, it was very scary when everything happened. But, you know, the 5,000 years of Indian civilization has taught us that whenever there is difficulty, the opportunity rises from then. Definitely, there was difficulty, but at the same time, the European, the Western economies, that the developed economies stopped, and the underdeveloped or the developing economies like India got a push. The people of the Western countries were very fearful, whereas for people like living into India were not so fearful for two reasons. First, they have the faith in the Almighty. Second, the need to go and work. This brought us into a good opportunity, and India survived. We all are witness to the fact that India survived the corona pandemic very nicely. Of course, there were some things that were not so good, but India survived. And the whole of India survived. It's not just my industry that survived. It was the fearless nature of Indian entrepreneur. The exports continued. We stopped for about one and a half month, but government was very, very responsive to what was happening. Government opened up its communication channels. The professionals were on their toes. The things were moving. People were cooperative. All the entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurial body, people are all here. All the entrepreneurs supported their workers with both their hands. In this way, India survived the pandemic and it is going strong.
That's great to hear. It's very encouraging that how government responded to the situation and how enterprises like yours got the assistance from them. That's really encouraging, and that itself is a sign for us that there is no doubt that we are going to hit that 5 trillion economy within next couple of years' time. So from there, I would like to reach out to Alan on his thoughts. What are all the kinds of challenges?
Hello.
And in order to have a sustainable MSME, if you can share your thoughts, that would be great.
Thanks, Kumar, for that short anecdote about me and also the introduction. So hearing the wonderful talk from Mr. Dilip and obviously from Jayesh, it's quite encouraging to be ambitious in a country that we are all living in. And trust me, many of my friends, when they say that there are great opportunities abroad, I used to always tell them, from over a decade, that India is the next big story that we should all be looking at. So today I'm here to talk about the human resource flavor to this entire conversation. Because we as an ambitious country, we always look at starting businesses, we look at building businesses, but then it's time for us to invest in the right kind of people to hold these businesses strong. Because we as entrepreneurs, we as startup mindset people think of starting something from a small idea or something that we find as a pain area in the market, and we try to find a solution. But then in order to scale that business up, we need to strongly invest in the kind of people that we would be looking to attract. Because I as an entrepreneur have the idea, have the thought process, have the passion, but it's very important for me to also attract like-minded people in my set of business so that I can scale the business to the next level. So the first point that I would like to highlight here for all the MSME, or I can see a lot of students out here, I envision right now sitting here that there would be a lot of startups that would be emerging out of St. John's Institute, because when you have such wonderful panel and wonderful enterprising chairman and the people around here, it's a great opportunity for all of us to embrace entrepreneurship. Because the way one of the panelists said, India has to grow through the MSMEs and the SMEs. Okay, the corporate sector is there, it's large, but MSMEs and SMEs and even the unorganized sector is what makes us get maximum employment out there. So the first point that I would like to highlight here is attracting talent. Because especially now, if I have to look at example of Palghar, okay, Palghar being one of the upcoming places, upcoming districts, so to say, I am well versed with Mumbai, Pune, Thane. Palghar is the next big thing that is happening out here, and obviously it's more relevant and more specific if I have to be talking about today. So if I am an MSME or I am a small enterprise planning to start an organization, there are various departments that I have to look at to start an organization. I as an MD or the owner of the company definitely can look at all possible departments, but it's not viable to focus on all the departments, because then I'll not be able to focus on the growth of the organization. So I have to departmentalize the entire organization into marketing, sales, finance, accounts, information technology. There are 4 to 5 departments that I need to focus on. And now in order to focus on these departments, I need to first define the scope of work or a job description for people who will be holding these positions. So if I'm starting an enterprise, it's very important for me to first jot down the job description or the scope of work and then start looking out for good talent. Now someone told me prior to this session that in a rural area, how to attract good people. But I am amazed looking at Albert sir here that he has attracted plethora of talent out here in Palghar, and this institution is just scaling up. So that also calls for a talent in an entrepreneur, because you need to identify young talent, a mid-age talent or an experienced talent, so that there is a mix of experienced, young people who are putting in the energy, and then that's how the business grows, and that's how the scalability happens. So it's very important for us today to identify the right talent, and once you have identified the talent, it's very important to retain that talent. Now retaining the talent, again, it's not rocket science. There are certain basic things that you do in an organization by which you can retain the talent, and how that can happen. It's on the day of a person joining your organization, you can have an induction that can happen. I'm sure that most of the MSMEs may not be focusing on these basic hygiene which is required in an organization to grow, because if I start as an MSME with a small humble turnover of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs or maybe 50 lakhs, one fine day I should be 50 crores, 500 crores or 1000 crores, or one fine day I can also aspire to become an Ambani or Adani for that matter. So in order to get there, I need to get some basic hygiene in place, and that can only happen if you put some proper structure of human resource or a proper structure in your organization that can make your organization go on the autopilot mode. Now, as I said, once you get the talent, retention is very important. And apart from retention, it's very important for you to also have rewards and recognition, because you as an entrepreneur are always passionate about growing your business, getting the best out of it. But then people who are driving the business, they also have to be incentivized. They also have to have some kind of reward for whatever they are trying to achieve for you. At the same time, appreciation also plays a very important role. How often we as MSMEs, I can see a lot of entrepreneurs here who are here to be a part of this, or hearing this panel discussion. But as an organization, how often do we appreciate our employees? How often do we appreciate for smallest of the efforts that people put in, and then to get them recognized? Now, as an organization, when I start a company, I always have some vision in mind. I want to achieve something. So why not put that as a goal? And when an employee joins in an organization, always set my goal as his goal, and then inspire him on a day-to-day basis to achieve those goals. So as a company which is strongly driven by human resource mindset, it's very important to set the goals and also ensure that my goals translates into an employee goal. Performance management also plays an important role. Now, as a person joins in your organization, or once you have worked on the retention of a resource, it's very important for you to measure the performance on regular basis, because without you measuring the performance or without you identifying the resource in the right stature, it's not possible for you to achieve your desired results. So it's very important for you to set a proper performance management system in your organization, so that your organization heads in the right direction. One common question that I come across when I deal with founders or startup owners or people who are at the top of the helm, that they do not have a standard operating procedure in the organization, because it's very, very important for you to have an SOP, because at any given point of time, I as an entrepreneur should be replaceable. I cannot be irreplaceable. Say for example, I am not around, I am in US trying to get some new business. My business should not suffer because I am absent here. My systems, my processes should talk on my behalf. So it's very important. I'm sure that Aldel Trust is an ideal example of having strong SOPs set, because irrespective of the founders or the trustees being there, not being there, I think the show must go on. As Raj Kapoor rightly said, the show must go on, because the show will only go on if you have strong processes in place.
Alan, sorry for the interruption. So I think I understand the HR is very important, and he has just listed down the vital points, because we have a time constraint. So I would like to reach out to other panel members. So I felt that Arun is the right person because he is handling chartered accountancy, and I'm sure he might be having many of the MSME, industrialists as a client. So I would like to understand what are all the jerks the MSME related, maybe the industrialists or the business entrepreneurs are facing during, I don't want to exclusively go to that unprecedented time. In general, what are all the challenges? There are a lot of schemes announced by the government. There are a lot of financial assistance being announced by the government. You need not have to give collaterals. The interest rates are less, and something will be waived off if you are going to have Z certification, all those stuff. Is this really happening? Whether the MSME, the enterprises and entrepreneurs are getting those benefits, whether their problems are getting addressed and solved. So can you able to throw some light on that?
Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Albert sir, for this opportunity. So I am CA Arun Vas. So CA and doctors are the two professions where anytime you have a problem, you remember of these two people. So if you have a financial problem, you remember a chartered accountant. If you have a health problem, you remember a doctor. But as rightly said today by most of the people who are there, the dignitaries, India is changing. So what we need to look up to is about preventive healthcare as well as preventive financial precautions, wherein you have to be aware of what are the policies so that you don't land up into trouble. So I can see a lot of MSME entrepreneurs sitting out here. So how many of you all have faced some problem in your business during the course of time? If I can have a show of hands. Some problem with the other during your, one person is only raising 2 hands, I think others. So what happens as a businessman, we always try to keep our problems to ourselves and try to put a cover upon that and try to keep waiting for some miracle to happen that this will be solved. That doesn't happen. So as a businessman, as a community, if you are talking about Palghar as a district, there is an association which is there from Umargaon which has 1,700 members. So if there are specialists within the business community where people can be made aware about what are the rules and regulations, what are the benefits, what are the schemes that are available with the government, what best practices can be used and how things can be used in a very efficient manner. So that would be a very ideal situation to be in. But what happens, these things are only availed of when there is a problem. So today, being a chartered accountant, being a practicing chartered accountant, we have seen so many cases where ignorance is the only thing because of which people have landed into trouble. Had they known these things beforehand, they wouldn't have wanted to do and would have complied with the provisions that was applicable. Because government is moving very fast, and as business people, we are not able to keep up the pace with which the government is moving. The technology that the government is using is absolutely fantastic. There are wonderful people at the helm who are there to bring the policies in place. And here I remember about something that there are so many schemes. Every time you take out a newspaper, there are at least some schemes that are announced which are there for the people to take advantage of. But people are not aware and they don't want to go to the complexity of filling the forms, going there, following up, because as a businessman, you have to do your business. You can't keep going to a department and keep following up and try that or believe that these things will happen fast. Because as a country, we are still not there that we have the belief in the government. But currently, interacting with the department people, the things that are happening there are very superb, and whatever schemes are there, if you can avail of it and if you can have an association where there are dedicated professionals who will help you out with specific things, then the community or the business community can move at a very different pace altogether.
Yeah, thanks Arun. Again, from your inputs, something which is emerging out of this session is that we are seeing something positive happening in the government policies, and certainly may not be up to the expectations. I was speaking to Dilip Bhai, when there is an issue with the regulatory bodies, probably many of us would not like to open up. But certainly I would like to touch upon that. Let me move on to Mr. Gopal, being from the financial institution. So we'd like to understand that a lot of schemes are being announced, and when the people really, those who are the needy people, when they go there, certainly whatever is being projected, it is not really happening. So can you just throw some light on that, please?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I am from financial side. So without finance or funds, anything cannot be moved. So being a backbone of the country, MSME is the backbone of the country. To push that engine, fund is required. For that, bank is supporting. So bank and MSME is two faces of a single coin. Without bank finance, the MSME cannot move forward. So if you see the performance of the MSME for the last 2 years, you might have experienced the problem of the MSME during the COVID period. That time bank has helped in many ways. So we have restructured the accounts, and the government has also formulated, and they have initiated many avenues to boost up the industry. GECL has been provided. After that, FITL means funded interest term loan. GECL means guaranteed credit, GECL, that the emergency credit line, that the assistance is also provided to the needy MSMEs. And we have also extended the period to the industries for up to 10 years. We cannot give more than 7 years for any loans. For MSME, bank is providing finance above 7 years to up to 10 years also. These are the various measures bank is providing to the MSME. My request to all the entrepreneurs or the upcoming entrepreneurs, please make use of the bank funds, and on the other hand, don't jump into any conclusion that I can succeed in any unknown field, because bank money is a public money. We should utilize the funds with the more diligent and more careful way, then only you can achieve your goal also. On the other hand, you are contributing to the nation also. If any account becomes NPA, that is very painful for both the borrower as well as to the bank. Bank has to make some provision for NPA accounts, even for stress account also. In bank, we are considering that SMA 0, SMA 1, SMA 2, and NPA also. We are providing provision. Provision means we are carving out profit from the certain portion of amount from our profit to the to make the provisioning. And for MSME, banks are giving collateral-free loans and interest concession, and long-term period also we are extending to the MSME loans. On the other hand, government is also emphasizing for boosting up of the MSME. They have RBI also formulated. There is a 40%. We are giving 40% priority. We are lending 40% lending to the private sector. MSME is one among the this one priority sector advances. 18% for agriculture and 12% for next to agriculture MSME. So banks are providing loans to the MSME sector. With that, definitely banks are providing assistance to the MSME sector and all the other private sector also. I request once again all the entrepreneurs and upcoming businessmen or the young students, please make use of the bank funds for your future dreams, Laghuswapna. So that will definitely, it will come to a big swapna in your future days if you utilize the bank funds. With that, I extend my sincere thanks to the Albert D'Souza, the chairman of this institution, for giving me an opportunity to talk about bank funds and to the MSME sector. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gopal. Basically, we have time now. We got a few more minutes left out, and then the session will be open up for the audience. Of course, the subject is very vast, and we have, if I just count the experience of everybody, it might be going more than 250 years. So if we want to pack the experience of 250 years in 40 minutes, it's going to be very difficult. I would like to, recap whatever discussions we had. Let me sum up the panelist inputs, and then before I open up, I would like to take this wonderful opportunity to sum up whatever has been discussed and the thoughts brought by today's guest of honor. Basically, MSME, as rightly mentioned, compared to the global GDP, which is contributing 60%, in our country it is 30% of GDP. So there is a huge potential of growth in this space, and particularly the budding entrepreneurs who are sitting out there chit-chatting with their without concentrating on the session, they are going to be the losers. Those who are attentive to this session, you are going to be the winners. I hope that, my dear friends out there sitting out in the back benchers, please be attentive. Be very attentive while you use the natural resources. You have to prevent the environment, whatever business you are going to get into, and there are huge potential in this space. So the challenges related to this MSME, to be sustainable, you need to have a very determined attitude and approach. And all these issues related to this sustainability can be achieved through RRR. RRR, when I said RRR, everybody is thinking what? What? Come on, man. Some expressions in your face. RRR is not that movie which created buzz in the recent Oscar awards. I am talking about RRR. Is recycling, repairing and refurbishing. So the three important factors which is part of this circular economy is morely towards this sustainable business format of MSME. So we need to be very thoughtful, we need to be very focused, because this generation, if we consume the natural resources in an haphazard manner and leaving the coming generations to face the consequences is not the right thing. Of course, the whole world is working on that. The green energy, net zero, all those concepts are going to be very much applicable to this MSME space. So, lots said and many important points shared. Without taking much time, I have one more minute, so I can certainly use that minute, and I have been given permissions that I can take few more minutes. But before getting and opening up this session, I would like to convey this message to all the students to come forward and ask your doubts and get yourselves clarified. There is a huge potential. So there are many challenges in this MSME space, and many of you at a click of a button you will get ocean of information about this. If you want to become an entrepreneur. Now I am opening up this session for audience, so it's all yours now. Thank you.
Quite an insightful discussion, I must say. The floor is now open to the audience to ask any questions they may have for the panelists. We have next 15 minutes for the question and answer round. Our volunteers are there with the mic. So please ask your questions. Raise your hands if you have any question, and our volunteer will reach you with the mic.
See, what I am suggesting, there are empty chairs here. So all the students who want to come, please come forward, It's the whole discussion is for you guys. I would suggest, please come forward. Come forward.
Good afternoon. Can I?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I do not have question, but I have a suggestion. Like your college should have 2 or 3 months of institutional or factory training or internship before your curriculum starts. जब स्टूडेंट कुछ इंडस्ट्रीज में जाएंगे, कुछ काम करेंगे, उसकी विज़न भी बड़ी हो जाती है और उसको बहुत सारी चीज़ समझ में आएगी. जब पढ़ते हैं तो बहुत सारी चीज़ समझ में नहीं आती है, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकल एक्सपीरियंस करने के बाद में आप थियरी करेंगे तो आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. दैट इज व्हाट आई सजेशन टू द इंस्टीट्यूट. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to mention that during the... Sir, may I know your good name, please? Mrini, give him the mic.
सॉरी, बोलिए.
May I, आपका शुभ नाम जानना था सर.
मैं मेरा नाम नहीं बोलूँगा. नाम बोलूँगा तो आधे लोग मुझे मारने आएंगे. My name is हर्षद मेहता.
Okay, Harshad sir, I would like to mention कि during the curriculum of MMS sir, हमारा curriculum में 2 internship होती है. जब students उनका first year हो जाता है तो 2 महीने हम उनको practical training के लिए भेजते हैं. तो as an employee वो काम करते हैं उस particular industry में जाके. 3rd semester के बाद फिर से winter project होता है जिसमें उनको 3 projects करने होते हैं और उसमें भी वो industry में जाके काम करते हैं. बट सर आपका सजेशन बहुत अच्छा था और हम ज़रूर और भी सोचेंगे कि कैसे प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड हम अपना करिकुलम को बना सकते हैं. थैंक यू सो मच सर.
सर हम एक और चीज़ कहना चाहते हैं. कई बार इंटर्नशिप्स के लिए बच्चे बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाते हैं. विराट स्टील है, कोको कैमलिन में, और कई बार उनको MSMEs में काम करने का मौका नहीं मिलता सर. क्योंकि और मैं यही चाहता हूं कि अगर आप MSMEs में आप कृपया हमारे TPO से मिल लीजिए, सागर सर से मिल लीजिए, उनसे बात कर लीजिए, आपके डिटेल्स उन्हें दे दीजिए ताकि जब अगला इंटर्नशिप हो हम ज़रूर बच्चों को आपके इंडस्ट्री में भेज देंगे सर. बिकॉज आई बिलीव देयर इज़ मोर दे कैन लर्न इन एन MSME देन वॉट दे कैन लर्न इन अ वेरी लार्ज ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर...
I could see a hand risen there. Yes. Please give him the mic. Can you come forward, please? Come forward. Come here, come here. Okay. Yes.
Hello sir, good afternoon. My name is Ankit Mishra. My name is Ankit Mishra sir. I am the student of MMS 1. Sir, I would like to ask a question. Now time as a big player of market giving a layoff to their employees. As a giving a layoff to their employees is affected to the MSME, and which skills required for a student or employee to sustain himself in a industry, sir? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, can I take this question? Okay, so I think it's a wonderful question that you have asked. Now in MSME, what I have personally seen is most of the resources are multitaskers. Okay, एक बंदा कम से कम 4-5 लोगों का काम करता है MSME में. Corporates में अगर देखने जाएंगे तो every person is restricted to do 1 or 2 activities. Okay, तो normally जब layoff होता है उसकी attitude, he is more like an intrapreneur. That is what I have seen in my career, when I have worked with MSMEs. So it's always good to upgrade yourself, always good to multitask, and always keep on learning new things on the job. As rightly said by Ruben, MSME में जो इंसान सीख सकता है वो किधर भी सीखने को इतना मिलेगा नहीं, बिकॉज सारी चीज़ें मैन्युअली होती है वहाँ पर और बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपको ग्राउंड लेवल पे सीखने को मिलती है. तो इट्स अ गुड एक्सपोजर. एट द सेम टाइम योर जॉब विल ऑलवेज बी सिक्योर्ड. एंड एज फार एज आई अंडरस्टैंड, MSME was impacted because of corona, but majority of the MSMEs were able to sustain their staff because they were well planned, they were not overstaffed. At the same time, each person was doing multitasking there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for answering it so beautifully. Any other query, any other questions, please? Yes, Kashish? Come in front, please. Kashish, come in front. You can give it to this lady. Okay, okay. Yes, we'll go with madam first.
थैंक यू. मैं मानसी मंदिरा आर्ट हब प्राइवेट लिमिटेड से दहानू से हूँ और मेरी जो कंपनी है स्टार्टअप है जो आर्ट क्राफ्ट हैंडीक्राफ्ट हैंडलूम इसमें काम करती है, हैंडमेड में. और मैं इंटर्नशिप के लिए यहाँ के बच्चों को इनवाइट करती हूँ. ऑलमोस्ट मैंने मेल भी किया है कॉलेज में. और सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज मेरा ये है कि ये जो मेरे प्रोडक्ट्स है प्योरली ऑर्गेनिक और हैंडमेड है. जो पेंटिंग भी है वो मास्टरपीस है, हैंडीक्राफ्ट भी है वो, और हैंडलूम भी है वो, हैंड वेविंग है. और मैं जिन लोगों के साथ काम कर रही हूँ वो जो एकदम रिमोट एरियाज़ में रहते हैं उनको मैं ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेकर आने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. लेकिन मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि गवर्नमेंट की जो स्कीम्स है, जो हैंडीक्राफ्ट में बहुत कल्चर सपोर्ट कर रही है गवर्नमेंट, तो वो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम जो मेरी कंपनी के लिए या फिर मुझे किस प्रकार से मैं किस प्रकार से वहाँ पे रीचेबल हो सकती हूँ, या किस प्रकार से मुझे पता चलेगा, ये कहाँ पे हो सकता है कि जो ब्रिज होता है, इंटरमीडिएट कोई इंसान होता है कि जो वो गवर्नमेंट और मेरे जैसे जो वन मैन आर्मी में, जो सर ने कहा कि मल्टीटास्किंग और वन मैन आर्मी में काम करता है स्टार्टअप और एमएसएमई वाले, तो ये जो होता है, तो इसमें मुझे ये नॉलेज चाहिए, ये पता चाहिए कि जो भी गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम्स है या जो भी कोई भी ये है, और मेरे जैसे जो काम कर रहे हैं जो हेरिटेज में, ट्रेडिशन में और हैंडीक्राफ्ट में, तो वो किस प्रकार से मैं रीचेबल हो सकती हूँ, वो मुझे कहाँ से पता चलेगा?
See, you know, now, I mean, I understood your question, but, you know, it needs to be more in detail. But what I basically understood is that you know, want to know various schemes by which, right? So I'm just telling you, you simply need to surf the Google. Government of India's all schemes. You know, you put the word in the Google, search, the proactive websites of Government of India are there. You know, you need schemes for handicrafts, type handicrafts, schemes for handicrafts, Government of India. You will have list of things. You will have other places also to search. You will have promotion councils of handicrafts. You have Laghu Udyogs for handicraft. What states are doing what work for handicrafts. So once you get connected with them, you know, all thing is listed. So to know what schemes government has, you simply need to surf. Or you could also go to the direct collector's office. Collector's office also has various schemes listed out, what they can do, you know. But everything is available at tip of your fingers, you know, it's there on the computers, you know. It's very proactive. Yeah, and now...
I'll just like to add on to this. So I'll just give you an instance. We had a problem where one of our vendors customers didn't pay. So we lodged a complaint at MSME. So once we lodged that complaint, you won't believe it, there was a lady from the MSME department who was following it up with us, whether you have received the money, and they were following it up with the customer as well. So the government is working very efficiently. And for that, I would just like to, just an instance which I remember, which I had heard somewhere. मैडम आपसे मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा, माइक है मैडम के पास? मैडम गाय क्या देती है?
सॉरी?
गाय क्या देती है? दूध। मैडम गाय दूध देती नहीं है, दूध निकालना पड़ता है। ओके। तो हमारे जो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम है, हमको ऐसा लगता है, हम देखते हैं वहाँ पे और हमको लगता है कि अपने को मिल जाएगा।
हम लोग एग्जीबिशन में भी जाते हैं, फेस्टिवल में भी जाते हैं। अभी जयपुर में मैं गई थी दिवाली के आफ्टर दिवाली, तो वहाँ पे एमएसएमई का एक ग्रुप है, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप, जहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट के जो भी फेस्टिवल्स, अपकमिंग जो भी इवेंट्स है, वो उनको पता चल जाता है व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में ही। तो इस प्रकार के कुछ पालघर स्टेट में या मुंबई में कुछ व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है या अदर कोई फैसिलिटी है जो कि जानकारी मिल सके, तो ये भी बहुत आसानी हो जाएगी हमारे जैसे स्टार्टअप्स वालों को। तो ये भी अगर हो सकता है पॉसिबल, तो क्योंकि जयपुर में अदर स्टेट में भी जाती हूँ एग्जीबिशन के लिए, दिल्ली में भी जाती हूँ, मुंबई में भी मेरा होता रहता है, डीसी हैंडीक्राफ्ट से भी मैं जुड़ी हुई हूँ। लेकिन जो अपने यहाँ पे पालघर स्टेट या मुंबई जोन में जो भी है, वो अगर ऐसे कोई स्कीम्स है, एग्जीबिशन है, फेस्टिवल है या अदर कोई ये फैसिलिटी या सुविधा है जो हमारे जैसे इसमें काम करते हैं रिमोट एरियाज के आर्टिजन्स को साथ में लेकर, तो उसके लिए कुछ हो सकता है, तो ये भी मैं आपको रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी।
अभी मैडम गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से क्या है मेरे को पता नहीं, बट देयर इज गोवर्धन इको विलेज ओवर हियर। सो उनका जो भी इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट का काम है वो हमारी टीम करती है, and they are very well educated and very well informed about whatever is happening in and around पालघर। So मैं वहाँ से भी किसी को टच करा देता हूँ, मतलब अगर आपको उससे बेनिफिट हो सकता है, because they are working a lot with the tribal people on various fronts, making them self-dependent and all. So whatever we can, we will help you out with our contacts. Thank you.
Can I add something here?
Yeah, please.
मैडम साकीनाका, अंधेरी साकीनाका के जंक्शन पे ही वहाँ पे MSME का ऑफिस है। तो MSME का डिस्ट्रिक्ट सेंटर है वहाँ पे इन साकीनाका। आपको यहाँ से अगर आपने ट्रेन पकड़ लिया अंधेरी तक, अंधेरी स्टेशन से आप मेट्रो पकड़ लीजिए, साकीनाका स्टेशन उतर जाइए। साकीनाका स्टेशन उतरते ही वहीं जंक्शन पे ही आप किसी को पूछ लीजिए, MSME का ऑफिस, बहुत ही बड़ा ऑफिस है उनका। मंडे टू फ्राइडे कभी भी आप जा सकते हैं वहाँ पे डायरेक्टर साहब या उनके नीचे जो असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर्स हैं, आप किसी से भी मिल सकते हैं वहाँ पे, वो लोग एग्जैक्टली बता देंगे। और आपके एक्सपोर्ट के लिए जो आप एक्सपोर्ट नहीं, एग्जीबिशन के तौर पे MSME का एक स्कीम है फॉर एग्जीबिशन प्रमोशन। उसमें अप टू 75,000 गवर्नमेंट पैसे देती है आपको कोई भी स्टॉल लेने के लिए। तो अगर कोई भी एग्जीबिशन में अगर आपको स्टॉल लेना है, अप टू 75,000 और 75% विच एवर इज़ लोअर या हायर ऐसे कुछ है, वहाँ पे आप अप्लाई कर लीजिए। गवर्नमेंट बता देगी ये स्कीम के अंदर यू कैन अप्लाई, यू कैन टेक इट। इसमें एक ही जो तकलीफ है कि ये इसका एक बजट होता है हर साल, और बजट खुलते ही करीब 2 महीने के अंदर बजट ख़त्म हो जाता है। उसमें कई सारे लोग ऑलरेडी अप्लाई कर लेते हैं और बजट पूरी तरीके से समाप्त हो जाती है। तो जैसे बजट खुल जाता है, आपको अगले साल के लिए आपको अप्लाई करना है, कहना है कि ये इन एग्जीबिशंस में मैं पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहूँगी, ये मेरे प्रोडक्ट्स है, आप अप्लाई कर लीजिए। फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट एप्लीकेशन फ़ी है और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से पैसे दिया जाएगा आपको। और नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल दोनों एग्जीबिशंस के लिए आप पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। और जानकारी के लिए आप साकीनाका जाइए, जैसे वाज सर के ऑफिस में आप कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, डिटेल्स दिया जाएगा आपको। प्लस आप MSME में आप कांटेक्ट कर लीजिए, वहाँ से भी स्कीम्स का जानकारी दिया जाएगा आपको।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Laghuswapna is meant for. We move to the next question. Kashish, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Kashish, wait a minute.
Good afternoon, I am Bipin Pandya. You all may be aware that under MSME there is MSME Samadhan portal also. And under MSME Samadhan portal, if someone provides details of their outstanding, then Government of Government of India under MSME helps in recovering the outstanding by sending notices or something. I personally tried the same thing for one of our outstanding. Now they rejected just on the point that I have not a valid purchase order in the form of purchase order, but then we had order in the form of mail. Can you help us how to go ahead? And if just for the want of official purchase order, can they reject our plea? And if not, on the basis of my email, how can we go ahead? Amount involved is something around 5+ lakh.
No, but you have a written...
So far as MSME is concerned, 5 lakh rupees is a material matter.
No, but you have a detailed confirmation from the client that...
we supplied, see, what attachment I attach? One, email confirmation of purchase order, that you send this material. Then I attach my invoices, then I attach my delivery challan, proof of delivery, proof of acceptance.
See, with all this, they should be accepting your this thing, but if you can share something, means on a one-to-one basis, why they rejected your, what is the reasons they have listed out?
They simply mentioned that because you have not attached purchase order, this request cannot be forwarded further.
What I suggest...
I have my documentary evidences.
Sir.
So from the panel, let me complete, sir. I have all documentary evidences. So from the learned panel, if someone can help me, I am prepared to provide all these documentary papers where my claim can be put forward.
Sir, this is what I was trying to tell you, that you can meet Arun, see is he into that, one-to-one. So in the detailed talk you could explain, show the papers and you will guide you. In this moment we are talking in general for the students. I understand your concern, we respect
No,
this.
it is, sir, it is not my concern, but then since MSME Samadhan portal is working and we all are MSME members, so I seek guidance not only for me, but for all in general. What should be done?
Exactly. So what should be done, we need to understand one-to-one what was the things, when you had submitted, what was done, what are the papers with you, and then it will take some time. You know, if I ask you, show me your confirmation now, it is very difficult. So what I
So
suggest...
this can be looked into, sir, not a problem. We'll assist you in this, not a problem.
I seek your contact details subsequently.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next question. Kashish.
If she can just... Sir, if she can just ask, because this is the third time we are asking her to. After that, Kashish, you only pass on the mic to sir afterwards. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead.
Good evening, sir. My name is Kashish Mishra. As lot of as lot of graduates are looking for further studies and employment abroad. So how do MSMEs attract such kind of talent?
I think you need to repeat again. Something was missed out. Yeah.
So my question was that lot of graduates and other students, we are looking for education studies and employment abroad. Like students are looking for that thing. So how do MSMEs attract such talent?
See, I'll go. Yeah. See, you said you want to study abroad and work abroad and all. So now what has happened, MSMEs are the industries inside India. So your question is that you want to study abroad, then what is your question?
So the question is, right now everyone has that dream of going to America and Europe, but the next future is in India itself.
Exactly.
Now how do we get talent not leaving our country? How do we avoid this brain drain and ensure that they are the ones who are staying here? And you get the smartest of minds to work in our big companies here and our great MSMEs right here in India itself.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. Yeah. So.
Can I add the point here? Can I answer a question? Okay, Vishaka, right? Kashish. Okay, Kashish, I think you had a very good question. Okay, and trust me, in our organization also, we have a crowd which is between the age group of 21 to 30. And again, most of them, they are aspiring to do their, executive MBA or study abroad and all that. But what we have done smartly is we have given them, a career path in our organization itself. Plus, we have also defined ESOP options for them. Like if they stick around in an organization for the next 5 years, they are going to get some sweat equity from our company. At the same time, we have given them provisions of studying abroad. The way I think Aldel is also taking an initiative of getting an international MBA in India. So why not avail that kind of courses out here, okay, and at a 30% discount, I guess. So, so it's a good opportunity for people to study here, at the same time get the flavor of Indian market and start a very promisable startup and obviously grow as an entrepreneur. So I think it's the way how you present your product, and I think good talent can be attracted, and we are successful in retaining good talent. Yeah, thank you.
Just to add to what he said, earlier one question was about layoff, But do you know the news of layoffs that is coming? The layoffs are coming from where? Foreign companies. All the news that is coming to you, what is been told to us, is because of the foreign companies. Indian companies are not laying off that much. Okay, so discussions we had earlier, there is lot of scope into India, lot of scope. You simply need to upgrade yourself with the knowledge that is going around. Okay, there are a lot of opportunities. Sustain yourself. There are some difficult times now, but for India, it's not that difficult what it seems. Okay, so even if you get connected with Indian companies, they will definitely sponsor your education. they will make sure that you get educated to that international standards. Yeah?
Thank you, sir. Kashish, I hope that answers your question. Rini, give the mic to Dr. Zawar, and then we have Savita ma'am also has a question.
Hello. We all know that there is a vendor payment clearing in 45 days, and the general trend in market is of 90 days. How the MSME is going to tackle this issue, because buyer and seller both are MSME?
Yeah. The latest provision that has come into budget under section 43B, the payment by MSME to MSME has to be done within 45 days. Okay. So on 31st March 2000, for example, 23, any payment, it might get effective from next year, but any payment that is more than 45 days more will not be considered as expenses. So government on their part is doing that. Okay. The other is persuasion. You need to talk, like there is Samadhan portal also. You can register yourself on the Samadhan portal. No, it is, I'm telling you, it might not work in this moment, but there are provisions. If somebody is not paying you, it's a deal between the buyer and the seller. Government on its part has done such kind of provisions. So, yeah.
It's not like that. The general trend, even the supplier is also agreeing, yes, because they put in invoice their MSME number, and below that they write 90 days credit. What does that mean? They are agreeing to my payment style. But intervention of government is disturbing, I'm telling you, in this particular case.
Yeah. So for that you have the various facilities from bank. For MSMEs, like, the bankers can tell you in a much better way how they can refinance you in case your supplier is going to pay you after 90 days. See, every supplier may have his genuine compulsions, and because of genuine compulsions, if you need refinancing, and there are government schemes as well as bankers are coming up with various schemes.
This is the issue of each and every stakeholder.
Yes.
Where this bank will go.
Sir, it's not about the bankers. I have a different opinion on this. As MSMEs, we have to believe in ourselves, and we also have to do a due diligence about the customers that we deal in. What is their history? What is their history of payment? Because the bigger vendors try to squeeze the smaller ones. But if you have your terms set, and if you believe in what you are doing, so you can define your terms and start practicing that, and it's just a matter of time that becomes a habit for even your customers. Once you start paying your employees on time, once you start paying all your bills on time, then you demand that respect in the market that you have to get your payment also on time. Because there is a culture that you are developing within your organization, that things has to happen on the right manner. So you have to first believe in yourself and start these things with the due diligence with the customers. You can't just accept anything and then start telling that I have agreed to this, then that is what the other person will abide with. But if you define your terms properly, then there is no option then, because everyone from the government to the bankers, the whole economy is ready to support you all. But if you all only define your terms in a manner which is not conducive to you, then nobody else can come in between and do something for you. So this is my take on the MSME payment structure that is there.
Okay, thank you, sir. We go back to Harshit, sir. And the same question, how do we retain the talent in India, young talent who wants to go abroad and study and work there?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I am widely travel, तो मैंने देखा है, स्टूडेंट्स को बोलता हूँ, no country is like India. India is the best country to live in. आप अब्रॉड घूमने के लिए जाएंगे, घूमने के लिए ठीक है, लेकिन वहां आप रहेंगे तो क्या क्या मिस करेंगे वो मैं बोलता हूं आपको. यू विल बी मिसिंग वड़ा पाव, यू विल बी मिसिंग पाव भाजी. वहां कुछ भी खाने को नहीं मिलता है, गिन के 5 वेजिटेबल्स मिलते हैं जो आपको रोज कुक करके खाने हैं. नो वेराइटीज देयर. लाइफ अच्छी नहीं है, पीपल आर स्लोगिंग. हम लोग बोलते हैं कि इंडिया में गरीबी है, लेकिन मैंने देखा कि ऑल द वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज आर पुअर कंट्री. जहाँ पे 80% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन लिव्स ऑन पे चेक 8 दिन में पे चेक का पैसा आता है, 8 दिन में खत्म हो जाता है. दे डू नॉट हैव सेविंग. इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव देयर, वेरी एक्सपेंसिव. सो प्लीज आप इंडिया में कीजिए. इंडिया में बहुत अपॉर्चुनिटीज है, लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज देयर. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you, sir. Enough reasons to stay back in the country. We'll go to Savita ma'am and then we'll come back to you, sir. Okay, continue with that. Okay, Rini, give the mic to him.
My name is Amir Raut. Let me tell you my story little quick. So, I was in US for 8 years. I have done my masters and MBA there. So, जो कशिश का क्वेश्चन था, तो आप MBA करके सोचते हो कि बड़े कंपनी में जाएंगे, अच्छा सा सैलरी लेंगे. बट अगर आप ऐसा सोचेंगे कि मुझे रादर देन जॉब लेने से अच्छा मैं और 10 लोगों को जॉब दूं, और वो आप चेंज आपसे चालू करोगे. बिकॉज आई एम प्राउड टू टेल यू दैट कि मेरा अभी कंपनी में 2015 में वापस आया एंड आई हैव स्टार्टेड दैट कंपनी. करंटली 10 पीपल आई हैव एम्प्लॉयड. सो मैं प्राउड से बोल सकता हूँ आपको कि 50 लोग को मैं खाना खिला रहा हूँ. सो वो जो फीलिंग आपसे आएगी तो आप और अच्छा काम कर पाओगे. सो ट्राई टू गिव अ जॉब, नॉट टू टेक द जॉब. वो आप इनिशिएटिव चालू करोगे तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. एंड देन यू कैन स्टॉप द brain drain which are happening in India.
So this question has evoked a lot of answers. We have one more person answering the same question.
Hello. I don't have an answer. I have a question to this. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स हैं, मैं भी इनमें से एक था पहले. तो सर हमारा क्वेश्चन ये है, आपने बताया कि मैं जॉब ना करूं लेकिन मैं 10 लोगों को जॉब दूं. मेरे अंदर आइडिया भी है, मुझे धंधा करना भी है, मेरे पास प्रोडक्ट भी है, लेकिन पैसे कहाँ से लाऊं, है ना? मेरे पापा का छोटा मोटा बिजनेस है, उसको मुझे दूसरे लेवल पे लेके जाना है. मेरे पास आइडिया है, विजन है, मैं पूरा भरा हुआ हूँ एकदम उत्साह से, लेकिन पैसे कहाँ से लाऊं और आइडिया कहाँ से लाऊं, उसको नेक्स्ट लेवल पे पहुंचाने का ये बताइए.
We have bankers here to answer this question.
मेरा आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, आप आउटसाइड बोरो मत कीजिए, बैंक चैनल में आप फंडिंग करवाइए. आपका बिजनेस अच्छा चलेगा, बैंक भी आपको हेल्प करेगा. सिस्टमेटिकली आप जाएगा. आउटसाइड बोरोइंग में रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट ज़्यादा है, टाइम लाइन है. बैंक बोरोइंग का आपको पता है. क्लोजर. ओके. So my earnest request, all the entrepreneurs and the upcoming startup companies, please avail the loan from the banks. You can avail better this one, benefits and other things from the government also. Government is also emphasizing for the MSME boost up in the country. So definitely it will help us to improve our economy further. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
सर अगर आपके पास प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है तो यहाँ पे 3 बैंक्स खड़े हैं आपको फाइनेंस करने के लिए. आप प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट बना लीजिए सर आप, और यहाँ पे सीए भी बैठे हैं यहाँ पे. He will prepare a wonderful project report for you. Banks will be there who will finance you and who will increase whatever required, please.
Thank you, sir. We go to Savita ma'am for her question.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My question is more to the industry participants here, especially the presidents who are there from TIMA and from Umargaon Association. The event is more to create the ecosystem of industry-institute partnership and how we as an institute can contribute more to the Palghar industrial strength that is there and where our students could be beneficial to you. So there are a lot of things that in curriculum what we do, it's very well known that the curriculum is probably 20 years behind what is actually happening in the industry. It's not up to the level where development is happening in industry. And we try to get our students to do a lot of other courses, a lot of other trainings, which are again not from what is happening in Palghar district. So how could maybe TIMA, the Umargaon Association and all the other industry heads who are here help us to develop courses, maybe some short-term certification courses for our own students who are interested, because many of our students, if you look at our student strength, maybe around at least 60% are from Palghar district, local children, and many of them would love to continue to be here, but then they do not find probably what we are looking for because of differences in interest. We could develop their interest in them if they are given their opportunity to know what is really happening in Palghar. And therefore, if these kind of some short-term courses, which will, kind of develop their mindset to get into the industry in Palghar will be helpful. And I think that is the ecosystem that we need to create if we need to really make Palghar better than its neighbors of Mumbai and Gujarat. So I think that is what the association should help us, and we are definitely willing to collaborate on that.
Velji bhai. Velji bhai is there from Tima.
Yes, indeed. For a long time, we have been thinking that the interaction between academia and the industry should increase substantially. All the students, while they are studying, they should take the industrial training, industrial visits, then training for maybe 1 month or 3 months or so on. Industries are always willing to invite them and train them with two purposes. One, social, and then looking forward to getting good employees later on. Also, institution can take up the problems of the industry, projects, and work on them. That way also the interactions will increase, and industry will also come to know what is new as far as the theory and the developments are concerned. So definitely our association is very much open. Every year about 25 to 30 students from Bhagubai Polytechnic, they come for 6 monthly training to our estate. Also some students from DJ Sangvi also come. And I think some might be coming from your college as well. The industries are very well open and helpful, and you can always look forward to association with our industries. Okay. Let's something Mr. Chaudhary will say on this subject.
See, we have an engineering industry in Tarapur. Every year we invite some management students from different colleges for doing the project work. It is for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, once in a week or something. It's a group of 4 or 5 people, up to 10 people. We give some problem to them. They prepare they study and they prepare the report, which we submit a copy to the college also, and they get lot of things to learn with that. How the industry is working, what are our problems. See, they have got totally different approach. We are totally blindfolded. So sometimes we get good ideas from them, and sometimes they learn to know something from us. And similar one is for engineering students. We give them some problems, and then over a period of 3 months, once in a week, if there are 10 students, 1 or 2 students will attend every week, and then they will make a detailed report on that. So this is the industry academic interaction. Earlier, 3 years back, we had a meeting with Board of Director of Education. I was in the board. We had a meeting in Thakur College. So there it was decided they are going to make it compulsory. I do not know what is the status right now. There will be 3 months, 4 months or 5 months in a year industrial training for the students before completing engineering degree. So I do not know what is that, but if that happens, then these students will definitely know what is industry, and then industry academy interaction, what we have been thinking of, that will go a long way. And we are anyway, we are open, but then initiative you have to come from the college. You call me, we are ready to come down, we can do so much so, but then the initiative has to come from you. We are ready for Tarapur Industry instead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We go to Zawar sir, who would also like to answer this question.
Today on this platform we can have a generalized and superficial discussion only, because that will be very vague. When we speak about industry, different commodities has got different requirements. So I suggested you to form a small team, study team, like 4 or 5 people, senior faculties, and personally visit that particular, say for a pharmaceutical, go in 10 pharmaceutical companies, discuss with them and assess their requirement of skilled human resources, like, and the same can be incorporated in your curriculum. Today we are fortunate enough to have the fantastic staff The pity thing is that we really don't have the operators, say for granulation operator, compression operator, filling operator, any kind of operator, say that can be taken care by the ITI. But similar kind of courses, if you can generate, say 6 months, we don't have the higher certifications like 10 plus 2 plus 6 months your course. Like they can get the person who has just passed 12, the salary what he can get double the salary if he has got that simple certificate. Today we have got the operators who have learned by experience of first helper, then semi operator, then operator. We don't have in our industry. I have got 200 operators. Not a single person has got the certificate with him. This is the biggest challenge for us. And I want this institute. You wanted something inputs. This is immediate inputs for you. Take this and take it up. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any more questions? Rini? We'll come back to you, sir.
Hello.
My name. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kshitij Sankhe. So, my company's name is Wavi World, where in Palghar district there is very less industrial spaces, and the most important thing for any entrepreneur or any startup is to acquire an industrial space. To cater this need, my company and we have launched an industrial township in Palghar district, wherein we are providing all the startups plug and play industrial unit, wherein you can set up your manufacturing plant in 24 hours. Our industrial units are equipped with all the possible facilities, mainly electricity, water supply, everything. So there are a lot of young students who will be requiring industrial spaces. So you can just visit waviworld.in and you can get industrial spaces according to your production. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We'll go back to Matalia, sir. Rini.
Good evening, sir. Actually, thank you very much. Actually, madam was asking a different question, in my opinion. Actually, the person's employability she is asking about. See, we are from industries, but today I want to take a trainee engineer. I call for an open interview. Some 100 students come, out of which 90 gets eliminated on the same minute. 10 gets qualified to at least sit for the interview, out of which we can take only one person, that too after compromising with our own standards. Why this is happening? Basically the level of quality of education, maybe the curriculum needs to change, that is one thing, which may not be up to date with what is happening today in the market. But generally, if you see, the attitude of the person, the student, there should be a course, there should be a subject to teach them these basic values. Somebody comes to me and tells me, sir, I am a mechanical engineer. I tell him, okay, what do you know? Sir, so many subjects. I will not start with the Bernoulli's equation. I will just start with small thing like what is the formula for finding the cube of volume of a cube. Volume of the cube is the 5th standard subject. What happens? Out of 190 will fail. They will not know. They will ask, okay, you are an engineer, you studied recently, you must be knowing AutoCAD. Yes sir, we studied. Okay, I will just show him a small shape. I will ask him to just draw the plan or elevation. They cannot do that. So with that quality of people, how a small scale industry can accommodate this kind of people? That is one challenge. And the second thing is, India, if you see, the largest data consumption is in India, whereas the largest unemployment is also in India only, as on today. And whereas the availability of manpower for our industries is also very less. So there is a huge gap between these 3-4 elements. So one has to study as a college, as an institution. They should visit the industries, as rightly said by people. They should see what is the lacuna with the students. It's not about the technical knowledge. Technical, okay, they can learn after 2-3 months. But today, if I am happy, somebody comes with a small, understanding, and I can teach them very well. Within 3 months, he will be a good engineer for us. But the attitude is not there to learn. And after everything is over, I will ask him, sir, how much you want by, कितना पैसा होना चाहिए आपको पगार? सर, मैं तो इंजीनियरिंग किया तो कम से कम 25,000 तो होना चाहिए. So 25,000 के लिए तो वो ही सर, even 2,500 रुपए के लिए भी वर्थ नहीं है. Why it is happening? It is not that they are wrong. They are being misguided with various things going on in this society. The society has to change, that we cannot change. So that is a larger issue. But as an institution, we must see that whatever the subjects we are teaching, at least some input is passing really to the mind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We take your suggestions for improvement. Rini?
Like I have graduated about 35 years back in engineering. That time our attitude was, after passing out, we used to do the work with our own, and I know I've changed the gears of the machine. That tendency is now missing with the graduates which are coming out. They think after passing out, I get a AC cabin, I get a computer, I will get a computer job. That is not the thing. You first have to learn at the grassroots level how the machine works, what you have to do for the machine running up. And then, of course, if you know that, then you can progress ahead very fast.
Thank you, sir. I hope all the students are listening. This discussion is happening for you. The gap between the academics and what the industry is expecting from you. Next question. How many questions we can take now? Two questions, yes.
Okay, since the topic is sustainability of MSMEs, in the upcoming 5 to 7 years, the digital revolution is going to happen. So what are the 3 main attributes that MSMEs should adopt or adapt within themselves to remain sustainable? And similarly, what are the 3 main attributes in graduate students that would make them adaptable and give them a sustainable career? It's for the panel.
See, sustainability, how our senior doctor, Mr. Dilip Shah said, there are no quick solutions. Instant coffee is only instant coffee, but that is not real coffee, but we have adapted. There is no quick solution for it. You have to be, all the students have to be extremely patient. And when they are patient, they will really learn. What has happened with today's time, with the society, with the data flowing here and there, and the internet and many other things, people have lost patience. And they are not realizing that they have lost patience. Okay? The students are not even sleeping well. 8 hours of sleep is very much necessary. Now, you will say, where is the sleep connected with MSMEs? It is connected. People are not thinking in a patient way, therefore they are not thinking right. Okay? Patience is one thing. Education is very important. When I say education, it is not just academics. It is education all around. What is happening in the near, you cannot learn to drive the car by seeing the manual of the car, You need to go grounds in the car. You need to take little effort. So if the students or if the MSMEs themselves, the sustainability, now we are talking about how MSMEs, even MSMEs in India, I'll tell you, the MSMEs of India per se are extremely grounded. MSMEs of India are the strength of Indian economy. If I were to put it, MSMEs are like 100 straws in a tire, It is not one tube. 100 straws. If one straw gets punctured, 99 straws will make the economy run. Therefore, Indian economy is not punctured, be it the pandemic or whatever. So that way Indian industry, what has been we just discussed now is the academics and the need of the industry. There is one gap that is there. The profitability of academics institutes has somehow, what we feel, has derailed the knowledge giving. So the academics have to do the part, the industry will on their part is ready. We have, you know, I am from Laghu Udyog Bharati, there are n number of associations connected with us. They are ready to take internship students, you know. But how Mr. Muralidharan said, the student leads the basic, he doesn't understand the basics. So I don't know where to catch the problem, you know, where to go. So MSMEs on their part are doing well as the students on their part, or the academics will have to do their part. Anything else?
From the industry perspective, there was a very important takeaway from Dr. Digambar, that whatever he made small passing reference, that whatever he has learned over the period of year was mostly because of his common sense and from the people that he has met. So do not fall in love with or become over possessive about the business that you are into, because you have to be very much focused about where the world is moving. Even companies like Kodak and Nokia had to come down when they were not in sync with where the world was moving. So if everybody was aware, Kodak had already developed the digital camera, but they had kept under wraps so that the current sales that they were doing should not be disturbed. And they had come down like a pack of cards. So there are so many instances like this from the industry perspective. So do not fall in love with the business that you have a baggage that you are doing it for 25 years. So you still want to somehow sustain, because you will keep on sinking into it. If you feel that this is not where the world is moving, you have to change, adapt, and learn about the new things that are coming in. And from the student's perspective, you have to be very good at what you are doing, try to be the best at what you are pursuing, and try to put yourself in a situation with a smaller company for the first 1 or 2 years of your career. Because there you get a hand-holding experience, you directly, suppose if you're working with the Dr. Mr. Dilip, so you will directly have a learning curve of 60 years that will be passed on to you in the next 6 months maybe. So that is something which cannot come with studying any book or doing anything, a course or something. It has to come from the industry. So that is for the students.
Thank you, sir. Since we have time constraints, with your permission, sir, we are closing the session now.
Let us close.
Okay. So I understand why the students are so excited. With this, we come to the end of our program. I thank all the eminent panelists for their wonderful insights that they shared with all of us today. I now request HOD of MMS Department, Dr. P. Balamurugan, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It was indeed an informative and interactive program. I thank God Almighty for this wonderful opportunity He has given to us to be together, to know each other well. We are deeply honored by the presence of our dignitaries here. I thank our chief guest, Mr. Govind Maruti Bodke, for his esteemed presence. I thank our guest of honors, Dr. Pankaj Pawar and Dr. Digambar Chawar, for their valuable presence. A big thank you to the moderator of today's panel discussion, Mr. GVS Kumar, for having carried on the panel discussion so well. I extremely thankful to our panelists, Mr. Gopalakrishnan Samaha, Mr. Jayis Dediye, Mr. Dilip Shah, Mr. Arun Peter Vas, Mr. Alan Cyril Castellino, for sharing their immense and valuable knowledge with us. I cannot thank enough to the management of our college, the chairman, Mr. Albert W. D'Souza, secretary, Mrs. Elvina D'Souza, treasurer, Mrs. Elian D'Souza, member of the trust, Mr. Aldrich D'Souza, for their immense cooperation in making this event highly successful. I thank all our sponsors for their grand support. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Tarapur Industrial Manufacturer Association, Tarapur Management Association, Palghar Taluka Industrial Federation, Genesis Industrial Area, Umargaon Industrial Association, and Laghu Udyog Bharati for their support, without which this event would have not been successful. A big thank to all the industry personnel who took time out of their busy schedule to come here and grace the occasion. I extend my heartiest thanks to Dean Research Dr. Ivan Scutino, Deputy Campus Director Dr. Savita Taure, and Principal of HJCEM Dr. G.V. Mulhun, Principal of HJCHS Dr. Bajabandhu Das, other institute and department heads and administrative personnel for their constant support and motivation throughout. A big event like this cannot be accomplished overnight. The wheel started rolling weeks ago. I thank all the staff members for this event. Our staff, a team of 10 people, visited 230 plus companies over the period of 3 weeks. I personally thank each and every industry people. You are so received enough, and that's it. I thank everyone involved in this program. I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we finally shut down this, I have a few announcements to make. Participants, we have our stalls set up by the sponsors of this event. After this event, kindly visit the stalls. This is a request. Another request that I need to make is that the guests are requested to collect their photographs from the registration table at the ground floor after the networking session. The student volunteers will assist you for the same. After the national anthem, I request the audience to stay back in the hall for the sake of networking. And for all the students who have been a very patient participant in this entire program, after the national anthem, you can make a queue and your refreshment is waiting in the MMS mini hall. Thank you so much. Kindly stand for national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा, द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा, उच्छल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय